So I guess first thing we will do is talk about proposals. Kim and Erica talked earlier about the different grant proposals that we have and the different grants that we manage at IDHS. So the first thing that you want to do if you are interested in applying for a grant is send us an email when you receive the grant guidance and the solicitation from us. Send us an email, fill out that intent form, and let us know that you're interested in applying. What that will do is will trigger us to open an allocation for you. And once we send you a confirmation back that says, yes, we have you set up, you can go ahead and start creating your proposal. What you will do, log in and come right here where it says create new proposal. So click that button and you will create a title for your proposal. You can call it whatever you want. It makes no difference to us. Just make sure that it makes sense to you. If you're applying for the Secured School Safety Grant, you can call it FY15 Secured School Safety. You can call it cameras. You can call it SRO. You can call it I am really cool. It makes no difference to us what you want to call it. It's totally up to you as long as it makes sense to you. So we will call this one cameras and SRO. And then what is critically important is that you choose the correct proposal template. And like I said, the ladies mentioned earlier that each of the proposals have different questions. And the reason for that is the boards that are reviewing the proposals, or the subcommittees that are reviewing the proposals, or the federal applications that these proposals feed into have different requirements. And so it's critically important that you choose the right proposal so that we get the right information from your submissions. So if you're submitting for the Secured School Safety Grant, it's important that you choose the School Safety FY 2015 proposal template. Otherwise, you may not fill out the right information for the submission. So if you would choose the foundation application, scholarship application, you're not going to answer all the questions that the Secured School Safety Board needs you to answer. You're probably not going to score as well, and it's entirely possible that you wouldn't get funded, that your proposal would not get funded. So it's important that you choose the right proposal template. If you're unsure which proposal template to choose, please call our office. We will walk you through it. We will help explain to you which template you need to choose and get you on your way. So for this one, we will choose the Secured School Safety 2015, and then all you will do is click Create. What that will do is it will pull up the proposal template, and as you can see here, it pulls up all these red X's. The red X's means that you have not filled in that section yet. It means that you need to complete that section still. So those are sections that you still need to work on. If you get green check marks down here, those are sections that are either optional or have already been completed. So you want to make sure that all of these red X's turn into green check marks. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to go back to a different proposal that I've already completed so that we are not sitting here for hours upon hours. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard and go to this cameras and SRO proposal that I have already completed. And you can see that I have all these lovely green check marks. And once you have all these green check marks, down here at the very bottom, there's a link that says Proposal Funds. That Proposal Funds mark or box is important because that is where you tie in your budget to your proposal. So your proposal is where you justify your it's where you justify in narrative form what you're wanting to purchase. And then your budget is where you justify in the expenditure portion of what you're wanting to purchase. So you want to tie those two things together. So how you do that is you click here where it says add funds, and what you should do, or what you should see, is a drop down here of the budget that is open for you. If you don't have something here in this drop down box, it means that you did not submit a letter of intent to our office. I mentioned that earlier. The first thing you should do when you receive the grant guidance from our office is submit that letter of intent to us and let us know that you're interested in applying for the funds. If you don't do that, you won't see anything in this drop down, and that's a problem. So please make sure that you submit that to us so that you will have something here in this drop down. So all you'll do once you get to this part, select the fund that you're wanting to apply for, click add, and then it will populate here in this box. What you will do at that point to build your budget is select this $0, and everything in the iGMS that is purple is a hyperlink. So everything that you see that is purple on this page is a hyperlink, so you can click on any of those things and go to any thing that you want to. So what we'll do here is go to the budget, and this is your budget page. And the budget page looks exactly like this, and it assigns it a budget number. As you can see up here, this budget number is 9639. So up here it tells you the contact information. That contact information is pulled from the contact information that we talked about earlier that you entered up here in the contact info tab. So once you put that contact info up here in the tab, it will always populate in any budget that you ever own. So if your address ever changes, just update it up here in the tab, and it will update it in any of the budgets that you have. So the next thing that it will have here is the fund that this budget applies to. The next thing it will show is your project manager. In this case, since it's the school safety budget, it is Kim Stewart. She is the project manager. There's also a link here to Kim's email, so if you click on that, it will pull up an email where you can send an email directly to Kim Stewart. The next thing is your proposal. So if you click that, it will take you directly back to the page we just came from, your proposal. The next thing, it tells you the status of your budget. Your budget will stay in initial status until you're ready to submit it. The next thing it tells you is your performance period. The performance period on this, it gives you, it gave us an initial 6 months, so that's why it says August 25th of 2014. This Encompass project ID, you can ignore that. It means nothing to you. That's important to us here at IDHS, so you can ignore that. The allocated, it says open. The reason for that is we make every allocation when we're asking for solicitations. Everything is an open allocation because we're asking you, what do you need? Once we make final awards, that will not say open anymore. It will actually put a dollar amount in there. Budgeted obviously is 0 because we have not put any budget items in yet, and then the balance is obviously open. And then we don't have any uploads. The iGMS does allow you to upload items here, any supporting documents that you may want to put in here. And then down here at the bottom, it allows you to start building your budget. So we will create a new item. And the first thing we will do, since our budget is for cameras and an SRO, we will put in here cameras. And we will choose solution area equipment because that's what cameras are. And the category and the discipline are not applicable. And let's say we're going to buy $20,000 in cameras. And let's say we're buying cameras for the high school. And we will put save. Now it's important to know that for the Secured School Safety Grant, equipment does not need to be on the authorized equipment list. However, equipment that is purchased with federal funds, so any equipment that is purchased with the Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, or the Homeland Security Grant, does need to fall on the authorized equipment list that is listed on the Lessons Learned Information System. If you have any questions about the authorized equipment list, you can call our office. Beth Clark is the contact person in our office for that website. So if you have any questions about that, please call us, and we're happy to walk you through that.
Increased screen size. Control us.
Oh, sorry. I'll increase the. Is that big enough? Okay. Sorry, we'll increase the screen size so it's easier to read. Okay, so any equipment that is purchased with the with federal funds must be on the authorized equipment list. Any grant or any equipment that is purchased with state funds does not need to fall on the authorized equipment list. Also, any equipment that is being installed with federal funds probably needs an environmental and historic preservation screening form filled out. I know many of our EMA directors are familiar with that form, and they can be located in the resources section of the iGMS, and I'll show you that here after a bit. But that does not apply to the Secured School Safety Grant or the Foundation or Regional Public Safety, because those are state grants. So that's another difference between state grants and federal grants for those of you on the webinar. So we're purchasing cameras with this grant application. The next thing that we're going to do is add a line item for an SRO, because we also want to add an additional SRO. We have an SRO currently in our school, but we want to add another one, so we're going to do that. So our solution area will be personnel for our SRO. Our category and our discipline are not applicable, so we will put $30,000 because we are eligible for $50,000. So we will go ahead and do that on here. So we have $20,000 for cameras. We have $30,000 for an SRO. One thing the iGMS will not let you do this year, if you have a matching grant, the Secured School Safety Grant is a dollar-for-dollar match. Erica mentioned that this morning, as well as Kim. The iGMS will not let you submit this budget without adding a match, and we'll go ahead and try it. But it won't let you submit because you do not have a match in here. So we will go back and try again, as the iGMS tells us we need to. So we will go back and we will create a new line item, and we will add our match in. And our match will be our current SRO. So our solution area, we will choose match, and the category and discipline again will be not applicable, and we will put $50,000. And then our narrative, our current SRO is paid for out of, he's provided by our local police department. So that's what we're using for our match. So we'll go ahead and hit save here. So if you scroll down, you will see that it says the amount budgeted is $100,000, which is accurate because $50,000 is match and $50,000 is what we're requesting out of the grant. $20,000 for cameras, as you can see, in equipment, $50,000 in match, and $30,000 in personnel for a new SRO. So we're done building our budget. What we will do is we will go up here to the very top and we will submit this. We are done. It is important to hit the submit button. We at IDHS do not know. Yes, we want to submit. We at IDHS do not know that you are done with your budget until you hit that submit button. It does not notify us until this status has changed to submitted. So once this is submitted, it does come to our office for approvals. It is waiting for the manager approval, which I mentioned is Kim Stewart, as you can see right here. But what I will tell you, as we talked about earlier, while Kim is the person who actually hits approve on the budget, Kim is not the person who makes the decision of whether this gets funded or not. The Secured School Safety Board is the individuals who make the decisions of what projects get funded and what projects don't get funded. So they will take the next couple of months to review all 200 and some applications that are approved or that are submitted, and they will review all of those. They will determine which projects are funded and which projects will not be funded and make those decisions, and then Kim will go through the iGMS and she will approve or deny those projects. So they will sit in the submitted status for an extended period of time. I believe the Secured School Safety Board is meeting sometime in May. So it will sit in submitted status for at least 2 months before you will see any sort of action. That does not mean that work is not being done behind the scenes. It just means that it's that nothing is being done in the iGMS at that point in time. So the same with the Homeland Security Foundation grant. Those grants are due on Friday, February 28th, but the subcommittee is, the project committee is meeting in March, and the foundation board is meeting in early April to review all of those and make awards. So they will sit. Mary Fields will actually be the person that will hit the approve button or deny button on those. But there is an approval process. The same with the Homeland Security grant and the MPG grants is there is a review process, so it doesn't happen instantaneously. There is a process in place for that. So for this instance, I hope that I have stalled long enough that that these have been approved, so that if I hit refresh. Oh, if I go back, I got to go back to the budget. Nope, they're still in submitted status. Okay, so what I will show you while we're waiting is read-only access. So read-only access is where you have the ability to grant other people the ability to view your proposals and view your budgets. So they can, if you are the superintendent, and maybe you're the superintendent and you're not actually going to be the person that's going to be submitting for the reimbursement request, you can give maybe your administrative assistant or someone else in your office the ability to submit those reimbursement requests. Or maybe you're the building and grounds person and your superintendent wants to look at your proposal submission. You can do that as well. How you do that is click this button that says read only, and you type in an email address of the person that wants to view the budget or the proposal. What I will tell you is the person has to have iGMS access. So if they don't have an iGMS account, they can't view it, but we can set anyone up as an iGMS user. So we just need their contact information. So if you want them to be able to create RFEs, what you will do, type in their email address and click this button that says with RFE edit and hit save. If you only want them to be able to view the budget and the proposal, you just type in their email address and hit save. They will not be able to make any changes to the budget or the proposal. They will only be able to look at it. So that's important to know. They cannot make any changes to the budget or the proposal. They can just look at them. So this is, I know, has been very helpful for our Homeland Security grants because our Homeland Security grants are district-based. We do have 10 Indiana Homeland Security districts, so we don't give grant awards to all 92 counties. We only give them to the 10 Indiana Homeland Security districts. So like here in Indianapolis, we have one fiscal agent, and then the surrounding counties are granted access to view the proposal and budget so they can see where they are in the reimbursement process. They can also see a lot of those grants span, you know, a two-year time frame, and they forget, obviously, what they've submitted for, what they said they were going to do over that 2-year time period. And so they like to go back in and refresh their memories, and so it's just a nice thing for them to be able to do and go back in and see. So anybody that is an iGMS user can use this. It's also important to know that if you are the budget owner, you can remove user or read-only users at any point in time. So if someone, you know, leaves your school district or leaves your agency or whatever at any point in time, you can remove their access at any time. So that's totally up to you. You can do that. It's also another nice feature here is the activity logs. So if you go right here where it says activity logs, if you click that button, it takes you to a nice long list that gives you details of anything and everything that has to do with this budget. So it tells you, it tells us right here that this budget was submitted. This budget was submitted today at 1:28, and it tells us that Kim Stewart approved the budget at 1:32. We've actually been using this budget many times over the last several weeks. So like yesterday, we had another session, and you can see that I did a budget GAN, and it was approved at 2:02, and it was approved by Kim as the PM at 2:01 and submitted at 2 o'clock. And so this is a really nice tool for you to be able to use. It's also nice, excuse me, because you can add notes in here. Kim added a note here that she approved as the PM, and she also added a note that she approved as the grants admin. You can also add notes in here as well. If you want to, you can click right up here where it says add note, and you can type in anything that you want, and it's just a nice feature that you can have all notes that have to do with this particular project in one section, in one log. So you can keep notes here and hit submit, and it will keep a note right here in this section, and you can print this out if you want to, or just keep it there for your note. So we will go back to our budget by clicking right here where it says budget 9639. And if you go back, you can see right here that we have a green check, and it shows that our budget was approved. And you can see that it says approved $100,000. It shows the amount that's encumbered as 0 because we have not requested reimbursement for anything, and that we have $100,000 left.